Today is going to be all about hanging old doors and fitting in custom sized doors into an existing frame. This particular door here was salvaged out of a home from the early 1900s. Some of you may remember we painted this door black a while ago and used it on our pantry door in the house that we currently live in. But Jamie wants to use old doors throughout this whole house, so we're going to use it as the bathroom door. And she's out currently getting what we need to frost the glass so that it's not see-through and you still have privacy for the bathroom. This door is 31 5/8 inches wide by 78 3/4 inches tall. So I'm gonna make the door frame 79 inches tall and 32 inches wide. I want a little bit of excess on there, that way I can shim it in and put the stops on the door frame, and I'll have room to place that. That way when you're opening and closing, it's not real tight and binding up. The door jamb is also a unique width, so I'm trimming this down to 4 inches. This is just 1 by 6 common pine. The east side of the door jamb is a 6-inch wall, so I've cut this side a little bit bigger and I've got to jog over the tile where it pokes out on this side. So I'm just going to take the jigsaw and cut that little notch out. I got this Craig jig with the intent to build a bunch of cabinets with it, but it's coming in handy for this too.
The next step is going to be frosting this glass so we have privacy in the bathroom. Full disclosure, I've never done this before, but I went to Michael's and bought this Uber Frost. If we can find an Amazon link, we will. I'm just going to make sure that my window is clean, and then I'm going to spray one coat, let it dry, and spray another coat, and supposedly that's all you have to do.
So far it's fit in pretty nice and tight. I haven't had to add any shims, it's just gone in. So I was all set to chisel out an inset for these hinges so that they could sit flush, but I've got a little bit of a gap. This side of the door that I thought would be square is not quite square, so I didn't measure for that and account for that. So I'm gonna leave the hinges so they're sitting out a little bit, and that makes my door swing just perfect. Normally you would want to inset them in so they're flush. I'm sure if you guys keep following along with the renovation, at some point I'll be chiseling hinges and setting them flush, so keep an eye out for that. So I've just got a couple of shims down below, keeping my door level while I screw it on, and then we'll move those out and it'll swing perfectly. My mother is my lovely assistant today. Jami is off doing work stuff, so she's helping me here today. Because you can do this on your own, but it is not easy to hang a door all by yourself and get it level and right. So I marked it when it was level, just in case my shims moved, which they did, so now I'm going off the marks. Alright Mom, before we put the rest of the screws in the hinges, see if that closes. Will it swing alright? Okay, I gotta turn that latch around, but looks like it's good. It swings, it doesn't hit the top. So the top is not square either. It's thicker here than it is down there. It thins out. So just one of the things when you're installing an old antique vintage door that has been shaved and sized and shaped to its old original house, you might have some interesting things you gotta do to get it to fit. But it's framed in, it swings, we can add a latch, which I'll show you here in a minute, and we'll be good to go.
So we're gonna put on coat number 3 with the upright. We had some like spotchy drippies that happened when it was laying flat. I don't know that this is the best product for the job. There's probably some better ones out there, but it'll work for now. We may wind up scraping it off later and using a different froster for the glass.
It's definitely not see-through anymore though. Now I just need to install the strike plate. And I am gonna sit this down flush. Just scoring this where the line is, that way it doesn't cut out too far. Okay, so we're gonna be adding the stops here for the door. Jamie's gonna shut it till it's flush. I'm gonna mark it while she's got it, and then we'll nail this on.
All right, I'm shutting the door on you.
All right, let me know when it's flush.
Okay, it's flush. Oh, you're pushing on it. That's good right there.
Top and bottom, it's good?
Oh,
Probably more important on the top.
yeah, that's good like that.
Okay.
I mean, it goes in like a little bit,
Hold
but
it sturdies, because I'm pushing on it a little.
you kind of want it to go in a little bit, don't you?
Not really.
Okay, well, it's there. It's fine.
I mean, you could bring it in a little more,
Oh, it's fine.
but that's like the stop is right there. You don't want to have it, you don't want it to have too much rattling around.
Well, this is right there.
So I'm gonna put some glue on these.
If you can hear Jack, he's in the front yard playing. So if you hear any woohoo, it's because he's stacking tile. He's very excited.
All right, just get on the line I marked. So this is 3/8 trim, just MDF trim, and it'll work great as a stop for this door. And then our door jamb will be complete, just a little bit of caulk work and putty, and then we can put trim on the outside, but I'm probably not gonna trim the house until I start trimming the whole house.
Yeah, we'll just paint this all up once we get that going. Hopefully this helps you guys learn how to take an old door and put your own frame. Not everybody has a frame that comes with their antique doors.
Well, and like I said earlier, when you're at the hardware store, they're not gonna make a custom size frame for this. You're gonna have to build your own 90% of the time.
Comment below with what your favorite product is for frosting glass. I'm not 100% in love with the way this turned out, so likely we'll scrape it off later and fix it. So if you guys let me know what you like, then I'll have some better options next time around.
It worked well. It's nice and private now, but it's got like some splotchiness that we want to get rid of.
If you want to achieve a similar look on your door with a paint finish, this is just DIY's Paint Little Black Dress and sealed in top coat. You can pick those up at JamiRayVintage.com. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
the subscribe button.